What is up, people on the gram? How's it going? So I'm currently going live on YouTube. I've literally just pressed the start of the stream. It has begun, which is very exciting. So everyone that's currently on Instagram, what's up? But come over to the YouTube, swipe up on my story link and come by. We've currently got 45 viewers on YouTube. This is my first YouTube stream, which is really exciting. And we've got 100 viewers on Instagram, which is super exciting. Hi everyone, how's it going? So, I'm going to do a quick introduction for the people who are watching this live stream after the fact, so we can have a few people kind of jump in. What's up, Cahail? I hope I said your name right. What's up, Andrew? How you doing, buddy? Ricky and Chaz. It's so good to see you guys. It's going to be a fun stream today. The plan is I'm going to be running through a presentation that I've set up that's kind of running through the phone that we have here, which is the Xiaomi Mi 11. I've been using it for the last 2 weeks and I'm loving it. But we're going to get stuck into that in about 5 minutes as hopefully some people more jump in on the stream. And I'm going to kind of go through myself, go through the phone, and also let you guys know that at 12 p.m., which is going to be during this stream, the phone is going to go live on Xiaomi.com, which is very exciting. It's mi.com/UK. So make sure to jump over at 12 o'clock. Leave this stream. I know it's difficult. You want to stick around and see your boy talk about photography and all that jazz. But leave the stream. Go check out the website. And there's going to be some incredible deals on the stream today, which is really exciting. And I'm going to run through that at 12 as it goes live. What's up, everyone? I can see you coming through in the chat. So throughout this live stream, there are currently some people on the Instagram. I'm currently going live on Instagram at the same time. So the YouTube guys, you can see me on the camera here. And then on Instagram, you can see me here. If you go through to the link on my story, you'll be able to see the YouTube, which will be really exciting. Okay, cool. So throughout this live stream, feel free to give me some comments in the comment section in the live chat, and I will answer them. Throughout, I'll take some breaks from the presentation and answer the questions. Today's just going to be a fun one. We're just going to have it nice and chill, ask questions and answer them. And then I'll be running through the Mi 11 phone that I've been using for the last 2 weeks, which has been amazing, and show you some of the photos that I've got on it and some of the cool film effects that it has, which is one of the biggest things that Xiaomi want to sell. So, just going to wait for a couple of people to come in. How you doing, Andrew? How's things? Imatiaz, I hope I said your name right. We got Xiaomi UK in the chat, even though I'm technically Xiaomi UK. It's very exciting. We got Adam in the chat. How you doing? Everyone on Instagram is here. Let's see who we've got. Bearing East, how you doing? Hey Lisa, how you doing? You're going to come by to the YouTube. Come and join us on the YouTube channel right now. I'm just going to wait for another like 5 or so minutes to get started on the presentation. What's up, Elliot? How you doing? I would love to visit you, man. Currently, I'm just working on live streams here in sunny UK. It is sunny today. We've got some photos up in the background. Elliot, my buddy, who is currently watching, is in Indonesia right now, which is where this photo was taken from. What's up, Brian? How you doing? You're right, Nick. Thanks so much for joining us today, guys. We've got 46 viewers as we speak on the YouTube, which is really exciting. This is my first YouTube live stream that I've ever done, and I'm really excited to get started into the presentation, and I hope you enjoy. While I'm going, if you see anything that you have any questions on, please feel free to ask me. Lobon Jen, I hope I said that right. Yeah, you can be my friend. Come and join me on YouTube, and you can ask me as many questions as you want. Ahmed Visuals, how's it going from Switzerland? Good to see you, bruv. You're right, Robin. We've got people watching from Norway, from Bahrain, from Spain. Sebastian, how you doing? Naomi, that's amazing. Okie dokie. So the link is on my stories. So go onto my stories, jump onto my stories and swipe up. It's on loads of the stories that I put up last night and this morning. We've got 55 people coming on. This is amazing. What's up, KW Media? How you doing? Ethan Haynes, yo, yo, yo. What's up? Cool. Okie dokie. Right. So let's get stuck into it. So I'm just going to show you guys Mi a little bit wider. This is what I'm working with. I've currently got my mic here. I hope you guys can hear me clearly. We've got the photos in the background, some little spots that maybe I can speak about a bit later. We've got the camera right here. This is the first time I've done a webcam actual camera live stream, which is pretty exciting. We've got the people flooding in on the YouTube. This is exciting. Hi from Wales. Mustafa from Germany. Ziga, how you doing? The Mi 11. Oh, there was a question, but it got retracted. Is there anything in the beautiful UK for landscape photography? Now, I will answer that question in a bit. I'm going to get started with the presentation in a second. Now, you should be able to be seeing me nice and big right now. This is the phone that we're going to be talking about today. Now, you can see on the Instagram live stream and on the live stream here. Let's see if I can get a bit of focus on there. There it is. We've got the Xiaomi Mi 11 5G with the 108 megapixel camera here. We've got the ultra wide, the wide, and the macro camera, obviously with a cheeky little flash here. And I've got another one, which is a different color. They have two different colors. I think they have a bunch of different colors that you can choose from, which is really exciting. But these are the colors that I have right now. And this one is the phone that I'm going to be showing you through some of the camera features and talking through some of the stuff that I've been shooting on. This is what I've been shooting on over the past few weeks, and it is a beauty. It's incredible what a phone camera can do. We've got 132, unbelievable. We've got amazing amount of viewers on Instagram Live right now. We've got like 600 viewers going now, which is super exciting. What's up, everyone? How you doing? If you're currently watching on Instagram, come through to the YouTube and we're going to jump into the presentation that I'm going to do on the Xiaomi Mi 11 phone, which is going to be super, super exciting. So if you're watching on Instagram, come through. The YouTube channel is Xiaomi UK. I'm getting some questions here on Instagram. We've got 1.5k viewers on live on Instagram, which is unbelievable. So you guys come through to the YouTube. We've got 60 viewers on there, and ask me as many questions as you like. I'm going to be engaging with you guys throughout the whole hour here. At 12 p.m, the phone goes live for pre-order on mi.com/UK, which is really exciting. So you've got to be available for that one. But I'm going to be running through some amazing things. Unreal. Okay, so you guys who are currently on Instagram, come through to YouTube. If you go onto my stories and swipe up, that's all you have to do, and you can come and join us there. So we're going to get kickstarted into the presentation. For you on Instagram, you won't be able to see the presentation until you come onto YouTube. So make sure you come over and join us there. But at the end, we'll be doing a question and answer, a Q&A. So if you are on Instagram and just want to ask me some questions, then feel free to ask me near the end, which will be about 12:15. Amazing. Okie dokie. What's good, Ollie? How you doing, Ricardo? Amazing. James, how you doing, buddy? Right. Okie dokie. So let's get started. What's up, everyone on YouTube? How you doing? I'm going to answer your questions a little bit later once I've got started with the stream. We've got 73 viewers at the moment, which is amazing. How long did I spend on my hair in the morning? Clearly not very long because my hair's a bit of a mess. Now, Xiaomi UK will also be currently in the chat. So if there's any questions on the phone that isn't about the camera, they'll be answering them for you, which is really exciting. So, what's up, Yusuf? How you doing? Thanks so much for joining us. KW Media, you're right, buddy. I do also have a YouTube channel if you want to check that out. That's super exciting. And I will tell you what my favorite feature of the phone is once we get started. Okay, so here we go. As you can see on the live stream here, we have the Mi in the top left corner and then the presentation. We're going to be talking about the Xiaomi Mi 11 today. Obviously, you guys know that considering why you're here. So let's get kickstarted with the presentation. So just a quick repeat for everyone that is watching on the YouTube and the Instagram. If you're interested in the Xiaomi Mi 11 phone, then please go to mi.com/UK at 12 o'clock. I'm going to be doing another announcement at 12 on the phone just so that you guys know to jump onto the website. There's going to be some awesome giveaways and money off and things like that a bit later when I'm going to ask you guys some questions. So make sure to stick around for that. And then that's at 12 p.m. Okie dokie. So a little bit of an introduction into me as a person. For some people watching, I'm sure I've got about 1,000 viewers, or almost 1.2k viewers on Instagram, and 80 viewers on YouTube. For those of you guys that don't know who I am, my name is Luke, otherwise known as Watch Luke on Instagram, and I'm a travel photographer from the UK. I'm currently here in the UK at my home. I've been in this home for the last year non-stop because we've been in and out of lockdowns here and there. And yeah, I've been a travel photographer professionally for the last 4 years now, or maybe it's almost 5 years. And I've been doing photography for about 8 years. And I'm going to take you through a little bit of a journey of my Instagram kind of career and my photography career in a second, through some screenshots of some of my photography over the time. Now, I added a little question in there just to kind of get things kick-started. But obviously, just like the questions right there, which is how did you get into travel photography full-time, feel free to ask me any questions that you would like in the YouTube chat. And then a bit later, I'm going to also do some question and answers on Instagram because I'm getting a ton of them right now, which is really exciting. How did I get into travel full-time? Well, I left school when at sixth form here in the UK, which is the last thing of school. I didn't go to university, and I decided to go traveling for a year. So I worked in a restaurant for about 6 months, and then went traveling for 6 months. And with the money that I'd made during the restaurant work, I paid for the first 6 months of travel, and then I started taking photos during the process, and kind of fell in love with the idea of traveling, taking photos, and sharing my content from around the world, the different cultures around the world, with people on Instagram and the social media. And people just seem to react with that. Pretty exciting. So, and it seems to be going pretty solidly now on Instagram. We've got 1.2k viewers, which is super exciting. And I've been doing it now full time for 4 years. The last year has been a bit different. Obviously, usually I'm traveling like 80 to 90% of the year. But the last year I've just been at home in the office, not doing live streams. This is my first live stream, which is exciting. And then these little links here, watchluke.com, movetocreate.us, and worldshooters.com are the 3 brands that I run. I run my personal brand, watchluke.com, which is, if you go to that, it just kind of describes me a little bit more. And then movetocreate.us is my travel media company. It's a bit like a production house, and we travel around the world producing content for brands, and we basically take brands to the world. We offer kind of services for them to get the most incredible photography and video content, and also sometimes website design and graphic design and things like that, because we have some amazing contacts there. And then worldshooters.com is also a large events company, and we run events around the world. We have about 13 different branches around the world in different cities in the US, the UK, and Europe. And we're going to be branching out to the rest of the world soon. And it's currently on a bit of a hold because of the COVID situation, but we will be getting kickstarted hopefully again this year. And we've been hosting a lot of online events and online competitions that I'm sure you can get involved in. But yeah, let's jump in to me and my Instagram career and give you guys a little bit of a quick kind of rundown on what I do. And then once we've done that, we will jump into the specs of the phone, what stands out, and some of the Mi 11 really exciting features that I've been working with over the last 2 weeks that I'm super excited about. Right, let's just answer some of the questions in the YouTube that I can answer. Xiaomi UK is also in the chat, so if there's any questions that aren't about the camera, they will get back to you at some point. So Adam asks, 100 megapixel camera is crazy. It's a 108 megapixel camera, and it is honestly out of this world. I shoot on DSLRs and mirrorless cameras, and honestly, in good lighting, it's on par, and it's outrageous that a phone camera can be doing this. It's crazy. 108 megapixel, and it shoots in RAW and on Pro mode. It's super exciting, and I'll be describing and breaking down those little features a little bit later, just so that you guys know kind of what it all means and why it's beneficial and why you'd benefit from it. So we've got 63k. Hey Luke, hey buddy, how you doing? Let's do it. I'll be coming to Tokyo as soon as this all frees up. The Horizon Blue color is not available yet on Amazon UK. When will this be available? Xiaomi UK, you'll answer that in the comments, and Daniel will get back to you on that, or Danielle. I've already ordered the Mi 11 with Vodafone. That's very exciting stuff. So at 12 p.m. today, so in about 15 minutes, it's going to be going live for pre-order on mi.com/UK, and there's going to be some interesting perks for why you might want to get it on that website. And then on Amazon, it's already been live actually for the last like 12 or 11 hours and 45 minutes. So feel free to go on there as well. And there's an exclusive Amazon offer going on at the moment, which is £100 off the Mi 11. So you might not want to miss out on that as well. So the Mi 11 already appears to be live on Amazon UK. Yeah, exactly what I just said. Boom, Lazat, you're way ahead of me. KW Media, with smartphone cameras getting better and better, I tend to use my phone for all photography. When using a smartphone like the Mi 11, how do you use it for photography, auto settings or manual? Now, KW Media, I'm going to jump into that any second. So I'm going to give a quick introduction to my history real quick now, and then I'm probably going to skip ahead to go through the phone. And then I'm going to come back to the short history a little bit later, where we start asking questions and a bit of a Q&A, just so that you guys can get the information about the phone first. What's up, everyone on Instagram? Thank you so much for joining me today on live. It's super exciting. We've got 1.2k viewers, which is outrageous. It's the most I've ever had on live. If you're currently watching on Instagram, come through to the YouTube and join me. I'm going through a presentation on the Xiaomi Mi 11 phone and describing how you can use it and all of its beautiful features. So a short history of me. These are like my first few photos that I ever took and posted to Instagram. So these shots here are like how I started. I kind of had like a bit of a VSCO cam vibe. And then I started shooting in London, and London became my thing. And while I was at school and while I was working, I'd literally leave school and shoot all day in London. And this was kind of like the start of my career. And when things started to go well on Instagram and started to get interested in my stuff, this is my first trip abroad with a camera, which was to Sardinia in Italy. And that was kind of as my account started to pop off. I got my first 1,000 likes and all that jazz, which was exciting. And then I started traveling. This was in that year that I told you guys about before. And I started traveling the world to different places. I went all around the US, to Asia, Southeast Asia, and really explored. And that's kind of when I started pumping a lot of color in, and that's where a lot of interest came in. What's up, everyone on Instagram, and hey to everyone on YouTube. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm going to be answering questions in a second. Then I went to Iceland. Everything changed. And I really switched up my style. And that's how you can see here, everything kind of became a little bit muted, more desaturated, but a bit more refined, I guess. And then we can come into the more recent time. This is how I'm shooting right now. This on the right is my current feed. And then in the middle was a couple of weeks ago. And on the left, a couple of weeks before that as well, which is exciting. So we've got Xiaomi in the chat. What's up, guys? There's going to be a few questions for you guys, so feel free to answer them as well in the chat. Now, we've got 80 viewers here on YouTube. What's up, everyone? Thanks so much for joining us. I'm going to be jumping in to the description about the Xiaomi phone right now, which is super exciting. So let's get kick-started. So if you're on Instagram, come by to the YouTube right now and join us and ask me some questions, which is super exciting. So the Xiaomi Mi 11, which is this phone right here. There's two colors that I have. I love them both. This is kind of like a nice shell color, or like inside shell color, which is very jazzy, stand out. And then we've got the black one here, which is I think the classic and the one that I want to push the most, which is super exciting. It looks good. And all these beautiful cameras that we're going to talk through in a sec. And as it says here on the screen, it's made for movie lovers, creatives such as myself, a photographer or a videographer, travelers like myself again. And the beauty of this phone, which I'm going to talk about later, is how light it is, how thin it is, and how easy it is to use with the power of the camera that it has. Is a lot of the time when you're traveling, you don't want to be carrying too much heavy kit. And this phone gives you that opportunity to travel with a lot less weight on you, and kind of enjoy the process a little bit more. And for many more people, you don't just have to be a movie lover, a creative, a traveler. You can be anyone and just enjoy the phone. to its full potential, because it is absolutely outrageous. And we've got 10 minutes, guys, 9 minutes until the phone is available for pre-order on mi.com/UK. So keep an eye on that. I will be announcing it when it goes live, and then jumping back into the camera stuff. So what's up, everyone on Instagram? Thanks so much for joining us. Anna, how you doing? Mike, what's up? RGP 0.1, love it. What's good? Randolph, how you doing? Thanks so much for joining us. If you're on Instagram, come through to the YouTube. Katrina, how you doing? Thank you so much. I appreciate you. KW Media, glad you like the Iceland photos. Aquila, I think I'm pronouncing that right. You've got to do it. It is actually incredible. Namaste from Nepal. Trijan, how you doing? Honestly, this phone makes other phones a little bit out of this world. I've got to be honest with you. Okay, so the camera specs. Let's jump into it. I'm going to move my image down so that you can see what I've written. So we've got a 108 megapixel wide angle camera. So as you can see on the screen, I've got some pictures there, but let's actually just get it in here. So this right here, we've got the 108 megapixel camera here, which is the nice big one just there. Then just underneath that here, we have the 13 megapixel camera, which is the ultra wide. The ultra wide, which is something that's quite different about this camera, is it also shoots in RAW, which is super exciting. I'm going to talk about RAW in a second and why it's so valuable. But a lot of other cameras out on the market don't shoot and don't allow you to shoot RAW ultra wide, which is amazing. It has a pretty incredible field of view of 123 degrees, which is outrageous. It's like I think like an 11 millimeter lens, or maybe even less, to be honest. And it's really come in handy on those city shots. Then we've got the 5 megapixel telemacro camera, which is just above the flash right here, as you can see just there. And honestly, it's incredible. That also shoots in RAW, and my mind has been blown by it. If you're on Instagram and you want to see the photos that I've taken on the camera on this phone with the macro, you come by to the YouTube and you'll see. I'll get to them in a second. Adam Watts. So what's it like in the camera world, Luke? Honestly, it's amazing. Honestly, like compared to cameras, this does the job. I'm not even kidding. Like on the road, this is going to be the camera that I'm going to be using. It's epic. It's so versatile, and it has so many different features in just one little thing, and the quality is incredible. So we've got 8K video, which is also amazing for you video lovers out there. The quality of the video is amazing. We did some really cool reels, which you can see on my Instagram and also on the UK Shooters Instagram. We've got 240 frames per second slow motion, which goes up to 1080p quality, which is amazing. You obviously want that quality with your slow motion, and it looks amazing. We did some shots with some skaters, and it came out super ace. The YouTube, I'm getting questions on Instagram. The YouTube is in my stories. If you do a swipe up to the link, you'll be able to see it. And then if you, for example, want to watch it on your computer, then swipe up, copy the link, and then put it through and send it to your YouTube. I'm getting a question from Edwin saying, what's their equivalent focal length on FF? On full frame, I imagine. Now, I'm not 100% sure on the answer for that, but I think the ultra wide angle lens I would guess is around about an 11 millimeter lens, maybe 10. It is really wide, maybe 12. And then on the normal wide, we've probably got about a 16 millimeter lens, and then the macro lens is, well, it's a telephoto, so it kind of goes in to more of like maybe like an 85-100 mil, really zooms in, but my goodness me, the quality is absolutely ace. And then we got a 20 megapixel selfie camera for you guys that want to take selfies. If you don't want to miss out on the selfies and you want to take good Instagram lives just like this one, then the selfie camera is 20 megapixels, which is pretty insane when you think about it. So then let's move on. So here are some of the shots that I've taken on the amazing phone. And I'm going to be running through these a little bit more in detail a little bit later. We have 5 minutes until the phone goes live, so I'm going to make sure to keep on top of that time so that I can let you guys know all the announcements that we've got and all the giveaways that we're doing. But these are some of the photos that I've taken. We've got, you know, an ultra wide shot here from the city in Canary Wharf, which was a fun shoot. This is the macro shot that you can see here in the mid left. That actually is my eye. Then we've got Keenan, my buddy, here at sunrise on a shoot in Tower Bridge. We had some fog and went out and shot. It was like quite dark at this time. We were shooting in RAW, and the phone allowed us to really push the boundaries of just photography in general, and capture that without any noise at all. It was insane. The quality of it was mad. And if you want to see the quality of the actual images a bit better than on the live stream, then go through to my Instagram. You can see the before and afters on my stories to get like a real idea of how it looks and how it looked before. This was a look up around Lloyd's building in London. It's a Leadenhall market here. I saw loads of comments on the Xiaomi UK Instagram, and it came out amazing. A lot of people really like that kind of architecture. Then we've got the St. Paul's shot here, which is one of my classics, one of my favorites. We've got a portrait mode shot, which I'm going to run through in a second. The phone does a really amazing portrait mode, which the phone has incredible AI capabilities, with loads of different possibilities of what you can actually do with the AI. But what the AI does with portrait mode is it cuts out the person, similar to other phones, but this one, I'm not just saying it, but seems to do it a little bit better. And has created this beautiful kind of blur in the background. We've got Oust here, our lovely model. And then just here on the bottom right, one of the features that the phone sells itself on, and also is, I saw it first and I was kind of like, is this actually, a good deal, a good idea? But it honestly is. It doesn't just replace the sky, just randomly. It also edits the photo for you. So I actually haven't done any editing with this photo. It just came straight out of camera. So I'll show you how to do that in a second once we run through the first few movie features of the phone. Now we've got 2 minutes until 12, so I'm gonna keep on top of that. And everyone watching right now who wants to pre-order the phone through the mi.com/UK website, keep on top of the time, and make sure to be available for that. So the movie effects. Now I'm just going to show you how to get to these on the phone when you purchase, or if you already have the phone, to kind of get to them and also use them and make the most of them. So again, if you're on Instagram, come through to the YouTube, go to my stories and use the swipe up and link, and you'll be able to see these slides and kind of get more of an idea of how to use that. So this is how you do it. You just jump into the phone here on the left. I'm going to make my screen a little bit even smaller. You're not going to see me for a while, guys. But here on the left is the open your camera screen. It's just literally as you open the camera. And if you swipe to the right through portrait mode to more, you'll get this screen here in the middle. You have loads of different possibilities. You have the night mode, 108 megapixel mode, short video, panorama, documents. You have vlog, slow motion time lapse, dual video, and then movie effects, which is what we're going to be focusing on. It has that circle right here. We've got 100 viewers here on YouTube. What's up, everyone? Thanks so much for joining us. Alex, Peter, Vehicle Security, Tidy Tracks, Aquila, Adam. Amazing. Good to have you guys. Edwin, how you doing? So that is how you get to the movie effects. Now, it's 12 o'clock, so I'm going to jump back to these and break it down a little bit further once I've announced what we're offering here on the live stream. So I'm just going to skip along all of these awesome things to some information. So it's 12 o'clock. What's up, everybody? So if you're currently watching this live stream, then obviously I want you to continue watching until the end. But the phone has gone live. It is available for pre-order on mi.com/UK. So if you're wanting the phone, then please go to the website and check it out. It has just gone live. Now we're offering 2 live stream exclusive offers, as you can see on the screen here. We've got £10 off all orders priced at £69 or above. And all you need to do is put in the code 10mi11 at checkout if you want to get £10 off all orders. And then the second one, we're doing a giveaway today on this live stream. Now, obviously, for those of you guys watching on Instagram, obviously, if you want to get involved in the giveaway, you've got to put your answers in the YouTube chat. So come through to the YouTube, join us on there. All you have to do is go to my stories and swipe up on the link. And then you can be answering the questions and have a chance for getting to win 3 £100 vouchers for the Mi 11 website, which will basically be just taken off your order. So what we're going to do is I'm going to ask you guys some questions. I've got 3 questions prepared, and this is, for you photography lovers, there's a couple of those for you, and then there's one just about the phone that you've got to have your inner knowledge in there. So be ready for these. I'm going to jump into them in a second. Now, for Amazon, on Amazon, the Mi 11 has been available now for the last 12 hours, so you can pre-order it right now if you'd like on Amazon as well. There's also a unique Amazon limited offer, which is £100 off the Mi 11. So if you wanted to go to amazon.co.uk/Xiaomi, then you could buy it on there for £100 off, which is pretty groovy. But yeah, let's jump into the questions. And then if you know the answer to the questions, throw it in the chat. The first person to answer the question will get £100 off. And if you're currently watching in the Instagram live, then you've got to come through to the YouTube. So go to my stories and swipe up, and then you can answer the questions, because I know a lot of you guys are photography lovers, so you don't want to miss out on these questions. Right, let's jump into it. First question is, what is the full name of the 6 Mi 11 features? I almost gave it away there. That's obviously not the idea of what we're going to do. But if you know what the full name of the 6 Mi 11 features is, put it in the YouTube live chat. Answer the question. The first person to get it correctly will win £100 off their purchase. And Cherry, thank you so much for throwing in the link into the live stream there. Super exciting. Okay. All right. Okay. Adam is ready to answer this question. It should be coming in. Right. We're getting some answers. Okay. Keep it coming, guys. Keep it coming. Right. The next question is, I'm going to move on. The next question is about photography. The next 2 questions are about photography. So this is obviously the first one. Second question. What is the field of view of the ultra-wide angle lens on the Mi 11? I said this right in the beginning, so those of you who were there should be able to answer it. It is pretty incredible. It's out of this world. So if you know the answer, put it in the YouTube comments, and we will select the first person to say it, and we'll jump in and grab your contact details so that we can send you the code for the money off on your purchase. Okay, we're getting some questions coming in. Really exciting. Nice one, guys. Good job. I'm seeing some correct answers. Next one we have got, I'm going to move myself out of the way. You guys don't want to see me here. You just want the questions. What setting on the Pro mode camera do you need to change if you want to get a long exposure photo? Now, these are for the photography lovers. You also don't have to be a photographer. I'm sure most people know this. So this is an all-round question that if you don't know the answer to, I will talk through in detail in a little bit. But what is the setting on the Pro mode camera, which is on the Mi 11 phone, do you need to change if you want to get a long exposure photo? Now, if you're answering these questions in the Instagram live, then come to the YouTube live and join us and answer it in there. Amazing. Okie dokie. Cool. Again, thank you so much for joining us today, guys. We've got 1.2k viewers still on the live on Instagram, which is outrageous, unreal. Thanks so much for joining us. And we've got about 120 viewers here on YouTube. So thanks for joining us on there. I keep on looking. I've got two live streams going on at the same time. Okay, so those are the 3 questions. What is the full name of the 6 Mi 11 features? I know we've got some good answers in there. What is the field of view of the ultra-wide angle lens on the Mi 11? And 3, what setting on the Pro Mode camera do you need to change if you want to get a long exposure photo? Now, I've got my team in the background looking out for the YouTube answers here in the comments. Now, if you got the questions correct, then I'll be announcing that in about 10 minutes or so, who got the winning answers. So yeah, I'll jump into that in a second. So, okie dokie. Now, I'm going to go to that a little bit later. You saw a little bit of a sneak peek of the rest of the thing. But you know what? I'll do that now, and then I'll jump into the photography and interesting camera bits a little bit later. So obviously, this is what the phone looks like. This is the actual color that I have on me right now. And it does look just as good, if not better, in real life. It's a real beauty. As it says, a beautiful and tough. That's actually on the website. They're not my words, but I would definitely agree with it. And Xiaomi might be a little bit annoyed with me, but I have dropped it already. And it's done a good job. It has amazing Gorilla Glass. It has the slight curved display, which is pretty cool. Considering it has that curved display and still survives a drop is pretty impressive. So it is tough. It's also 12 grams lighter and 0.9 millimeters thinner than the Xiaomi Mi 10. So if you've had experience with the Xiaomi phones in the past, then you'll know what I'm talking about there. It also has 5G capabilities, which for me is a new experience. I've always had really bad connection, but this is the one, and anywhere in the world it has incredible connection. Obviously that, I guess, depends on what provider you have. But for example, shooting in the UK, if I wanted to go out to Scotland, if I wanted to go to the Lake District where their connection capabilities aren't as good as normal, there's incredible speeds with the 5G capability, and allows you to, for example, upload the photos and videos that you're shooting onto the cloud if you wanted to send it over. For example, if you're shooting client stuff on the phone, which you definitely could do. I'm not even saying that just because I'm saying that, but like, first off, I have shot client stuff on it, considering I've shot the photos for Xiaomi. But if you wanted to shoot client stuff on the road, then you could definitely do it there. Okie dokie. So my team is just letting me know about the answers to the questions. Okie dokie. Cool. All right, so I'm going to jump back now because we've answered the questions. I'm going to come back and ask them again in a second, just in case we haven't got any answers in the chat. And Xiaomi's answering some of the main questions up here. We're going to do a Q&A in a bit as well. We've got about 22 minutes left. Maybe I'll do a little bit of an overrun, who knows. But let's jump into the camera features. Okay. So let's fly back here. So as I showed you guys before, we have the movie effects. Now, the phone is being sold massively for movie lovers. So it has all these amazing movie effects. Now, I showed you how to get to them before. You have to swipe right to the More page, and you can go to the movie effects and kind of see these. Now, they have 6 different movie effects that they're focusing on. The first one is the time freeze, which I used yesterday. This is the first time I actually used the time freeze yesterday, and it's actually really interesting. Now, I was playing around with some bubbles, and I think on the phone, the actual the thing that they use as the example for it is for bubbles, and on the website, this is the example that they use. It's someone throwing Skittles. If you want to see what I'm talking about, come through to the YouTube, which is on my stories. Do a little swipe up, and you can see what I'm talking about. But I'm going to just press play here. What it does is it selects a subject. So this guy here is the selected subject, and it keeps that person doing what they want. They can move around, do whatever they want. For example, the subject could be someone blowing bubbles. Now, the background is everything else that has not been selected. So if it's not this guy or the person blowing bubbles, the background is the bubbles, for example, or this guy throwing Skittles. And what that does is it allows you to just stop video in like in the process, which is actually insane. It's all in phone. You don't have to do this in an editing software. It does it all for you in phone, which is just insane. The next one is Magic Zoom. Now for those video lovers out there, it's similar to the dolly zoom that you get in like professional cinema, but it does it all in phone. It's pretty simple. We did it actually on the Millennium Bridge in London the other day with a model, and it came out really solid. You basically have to again select a subject. You have to keep that subject within a yellow box, which it gives you, and then you have to move backwards or forwards. And what it does is, as long as you have a separation with the background and the subject, it will zoom into the subject and out from the background, or the other way around, dependent on which way you're moving. And you can see that right there. Boom. Now, the next one, let's just double check some of the comments here, see if there's any questions. KW Media, yeah, you should know these. I love it. Stilo, how you doing? Adam, yeah, it is pretty outrageous, the like weight differences. Tidy, how you doing? Ricky, nice one. Daniel Myers, Jedrius, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Joseph, why is it not possible to get the Mi 11 in blue? Xiaomi, I think, is answering that question there. Now, let's jump back in to the presentation. So the next movie effect is slow shutter. Now, it's a little bit like one of the questions that I asked earlier. It's a little bit like the way you do that if you want to take a long exposure is you change the shutter speed on the camera. Is basically they have upped the shutter speed on the video, so they have made the shutter speed be like longer, so that the shutter is open for a longer period of time. And allows you to like follow. Let's say you wanted a subject that was in focus. So for example, you could ask them to stand still and then you could pan around them, or you could follow like a bus or a car and film the process, and the background of the image of the video will be all blurred, just like a long exposure photo, but in video, which is incredible. It's so I think I keep on saying that it's incredible. I think you guys realize that already. Now, the next one that we've got is night time lapse. Now, this is a pretty simple mode. All you do is jump into it. Obviously, you click it in the more section that I described. You set up a nice tripod or put it like hanging on like a pole or something, and you just take a time lapse quite similarly, and you can do a day to night. This example right here is a day to night time lapse in a city that I cannot name the name of, which is terrible. I should be able to answer that question, but I've not been, so I can't. So that's night time lapse mode, which is pretty handy. It's quite easy to use. And then we've got freeze frame video, which is definitely something that I have used and is super handy. And I'll just show you what it does right here. Now, if you're in the Instagram chat, there are 1.2k viewers right now. So there's currently about 100 viewers on YouTube. If you're in the Instagram, then you should come by to the YouTube and see the presentation. If you're on here, then come to my stories and swipe up. That'd be a good time, and ask some questions and all that jazz. Now, next up we have freeze frame video, which is really handy. I used this the other day with a skater in London, and this is how it works. Basically, is you take a video of someone doing something. You could put it on a tripod to make it work a little bit better, which is what they've done here. Now we've got a dancer doing some moves. What happens is it takes this video and then cuts it up into different sections. Now in camera, what you can do is you can select the section that you like the most. And this is before you save it. So once you take the video, you've got to go into like the editing preferences of it all. And free frames video is the one I think the most interesting. Yes, Piotr, I think maybe could be the right way of saying that. Could be completely wrong, but I'm giving it a try. That is correct. Freeze frame video is super, super exciting. If you get it up on a tripod, it works incredibly. And the cool thing about it as well is before editing, before you save the video, what you can do is you can actually move these sections. So for example, if you want more space for this jumper, for example, and when you want to put it more like in the middle here, you can move the guy in the frame, because it basically takes almost like an image of the background and then allows you to freeze frame the moving people, like it could be a car or a person or a bunny rabbit came to mind, I don't know why, and you can move them around, which is super cool. So yeah, that's freeze frame video. I'll show you that. And then we've got parallel world. Again, this is a relatively simple one, similar to the night time lapse. What it does is it just reflects the image halfway through and allows you to just see a parallel world, like a mirrored image, which is really exciting. It's quite self-explanatory. Doesn't really require any extra knowledge, and does the job. Boom. Okie dokie. Right, now we're going to jump into the stuff that I love the most. The camera, the actual photography side of things. So for those of you photographers watching that are really interested in the actual, the like real nitty gritty information and the photos that I've taken on it, then you can, then we can take a look at this. So what I'm going to do really quickly is jump through to the questions again and ask the first question one more time, because I don't think we've got the correct answer to it yet. So people who are in the audience or currently on the live stream, we've got the cheeky 1.2k viewers, which is outrageous, come through and answer this question, because there's still availability for £100 off on your purchase on the website, because the phone is currently available for pre-order on mi.com/UK. So the question that I want you guys to answer, which you haven't got a correct answer yet, I don't think, is what is the full name of the 6 Mi 11 features? What is it? The full name. So we're getting some answers here, but make sure your answer is correct. That's all I'm saying. So first person to get that correct will get the last £100 voucher. We actually have winners for the second and third question, but I'm going to ask them again just because why not? What is the field of view of the ultra wide angle lens on the Mi 11? I'll give the answer to that in a second. And then what setting on the Pro mode camera do you need to change if you want to get a long exposure photo? Now I gave you guys a pretty solid reason and an answer for that just a second ago, so we pretty much know all the answers to those. Cool. So if you got those answers correct, big congrats, and you've won the £100, which is exciting. And if you haven't got the question 1 yet, it's still available. I'm going to announce the winners very soon. My team is just getting back to me on who won. Right, okay, so let's jump into Pro mode here. Let's jump into, well, this is the Pro mode, but I'm going to go to the camera features first and then jump into Pro mode. So my favorite features on this camera is obviously it allows you to shoot in Pro mode, which a lot of cameras do, a lot of phones do, but the quality of this one is actually incredible. And also the sensor seems to be a good solid size, because the noise just seems to not be there. I've shot at nighttime quite often with this phone in London, and there isn't too much noise. Again, it obviously depends on how dark it is and you know what you're working with, but the sensors seem to be really, really solid in this. Then we have raw photography. Now, the beauty of raw photos is there's a lot of data in raw photos. So if you're getting into photography, for example, and you don't know too much about the details of how raw works, it's basically a non-edited or a non-compressed file, a non-compressed image, and it allows you to get the most out of the image. There's a lot of data in there, so you can bring a lot of contrast into it. It's usually a very flat image, so it doesn't have too strong highlights or shadows, and you can get a lot of data from the shadows. You can pull a lot, so you can get the detail in there, and you can pull the highlights down if things are a bit too bright. So that's the beauty of raw photos. And until a few years ago, all you could do was shoot raw photos on a DSLR or mirrorless camera. But now with cameras and phones like this, you can shoot on a phone and just have it in your photo. Sorry, not have it in your photo, just have it in your pocket. We have the 108 megapixel photos, which are unbelievably clear. It's incredible. You can shoot on like billboards with that kind of megapixel, which is crazy. Then you got portrait mode, which is super, super handy. And the cool thing about portrait mode in this one, the slight difference between portrait mode on other phones is you have the cinematic effects. Now, I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to try and show you guys how that works. On here. Now, what you can do is, so for example, if you're in portrait mode and you've taken a portrait photo of someone, just like I have here with my friend Oust, which you guys can see here. Let me just focus in on this. I'm going to make my screen bigger. Let's focus in. Is it going to focus? There we go. So that's Oust. And as you can see around the corners here is we have a little filter, which is pretty exciting. What it does, and that's added in, it has some cinematic effects. So basically what that allows you to do is you can edit it and change the filters. But what you need to do is go into the actual images. Let me just find it real quick. That we took. Boom. So right here. So that little thing here, as you can see just in the bottom of the screen, if you click that, it has loads of different features. So you can change the filters. God, it's the wrong way around for me. To kind of what suits best. And obviously we decided that the Scarlet filter was the best. And it kind of looks like you've got some kind of, prisms involved, which is super exciting, and it creates like really interesting and unique look. And you can do that all in camera. You don't have to take it to an editing software. It does it all for you. So that makes the portrait mode really stand out from other cameras out there on the market. And it also has great AI technology to be able to kind of make that separation of the people. It also has a supermoon feature, which is quite easy to use. All you have to do is, I can show you it again on the slides here, is you just go through to the more section, and then on the bottom right here there's a supermoon feature, and all it is a telephoto lens times in that, like I think 5 times zoom or something, or a lot more times zoom, but it's I think maybe done on the macro camera possibly, and it allows you to zoom into the moon. And we got some pretty epic photos of the moon the other night. It was the blue moon, like once in 100 years or something. It always, I don't know about you guys, but it always seems to say once in 100 years, but it then comes back the next like 5 years later or something, or like a year later. Okie dokie. Right, so that's the supermoon feature. And then the other cool things about the camera that you can also do is the AI technologies, which if you want to learn a little bit more about them, you can go through to the website, the mi.com/UK, and kind of learn a bit more about it and the specs and all that jazz. But it also has AI technology that allows you to like remove people quite easily in camera, and it allows you to remove like lines from your images. So like, let's say you have a big telephone line going through your image, you can remove it from there, which is super handy. And if you want to learn more about the AI features, just go to the website and look that all up. Now, pro mode. This is my favorite part about this camera and this phone in general, and it really does the job. And I'll tell you the reason why this pro mode stands out over all the other pro modes in a second. But now we're going to jump in to the winners of the questions. Now, I've just been let know by my team on the outside who have been watching the comments coming through, and we finally got the correct answer to the first question. Now, the winner of the first question is Jonathan Cullen. Congrats, buddy. I can see you in the comments there. That's nice. We're getting some love heart clicks on Instagram live at the moment for you, bud. And congratulations. So what we can do is get your contact details. So I think maybe the best way to do that would be for you to message me on Instagram, watchluke.com, not watchluke.com, watchluke on Instagram, and let me know that you're the winner, Jonathan Cullen, and we will get that sent over to you. And then we have the second question answer from Alex Murphy. Congratulations, Alex Murphy. If you're currently watching the YouTube live stream, congrats. If you're not and anyone else is watching that knows Alex, then let's get in contact. And if you're watching the Instagram, Alex, congratulations. You just won. And then Ajay Bakhter, just want to make sure that I'm saying that correctly, is the first one to answer the third question correctly as well. So congratulations, AJ. Nice one. We're getting some congratulations in the comments there, and loads of little loves on Instagram Live. So congratulations, guys. Congratulations to Jonathan, Alex, and AJ. If you are the winner and you're there, feel free to send me a cheeky little message and we'll get that set up for you so that you can get your phone, which is super exciting. So Pro Mode, I'm going to do a quick kind of breakdown of the images that I have, and why I love the phone, and what it's done for me. And then we're going to do a quick Q&A. So stick around for the Q&A. I'll answer as many of the questions as possible before we finish up. We've only got 5 minutes, but I think I'm going to overrun a little bit because we've got loads of people on the Instagram Live, which is super exciting. We've got about 60 viewers on YouTube. So RAW format, which is incredible, allows you to shoot RAW. We've got shutter speed, aperture, ISO, and white balance available to change in camera. And it also allows to shoot automatically, which most phones do. But the beauty of Pro Mode in this phone is it allows you to change and adapt all the different settings that a DSLR or mirrorless camera would allow you to do as well, which is amazing. We also have a cheeky little histogram in the top corner of the image. It's a very small histogram, so it doesn't give you too many details. It's not like, the really high quality ones that you get on monitors or in editing programs, but it allows you to see if, for example, your blacks are clipping or your highlights are clipping, or if your phone is just completely not right in terms of its exposure. We have 3 different lenses in the Pro Mode section, that's the beauty of this camera, in my opinion, is that in other phones, you don't have the ability to shoot in ultra wide and especially macro mode to kind of get those beautiful images and allow for the editing and all that kind of extra data to kind of edit those photos. We also have focus peaking in camera, which is really handy. That came in super handy with the shot of my eye that I was shooting. You can see how I took it on my Instagram Reels. I took that with my buddy Keenan, and we were getting some nice focus peaking on my eyes to see where the focus was, which is super handy, and could come in handy for example for your video work if you're interested in shooting video and the movie magic stuff on this phone. We also have exposure verification and exposure compensation, which are obviously super handy things. And the cool thing, basically the exposure verification, what that does is it's a bit like zebra lines on a camera. And now if you don't know what zebra lines are, they basically come up like lines on a zebra that if you've got overexposed highlights or overexposed blacks or shadows, it will show you that. So it verifies the fact that your exposure is correct. Now that's the Pro Mode. It's a really incredible Pro Mode system, and it really works. Now I'm just going to show you a few of the examples that I've taken on the phone with my team in and around London on the Pro Mode section. Now, obviously, if you're on the YouTube, you can see this. We've got about 60 viewers now. It's dipped a little bit. It's obviously going on for a little bit of time, but we've still got 1.2k viewers here on Instagram, which is amazing. Thanks so much for joining us. If you're watching and wanted to see these photos that I'm talking about, then come through to the YouTube right now. So we've got some amazing night photography work that you can shoot in the Pro Mode section. Now, all these photos were taken long exposure. I basically upped the shutter speed to around 5 to 10 seconds. And for this one, for example, I think it was maybe like 1 or 2 seconds, to be honest, when the bus came past, and we got some nice bus blurs, some absolute classics with Tower Bridge. We got one slightly unique one with some nice depth here, just next to London Bridge, actually, which is the bridge next to Tower Bridge, on an underground station. And then we got one by St. Paul's, a very classic shot with the telephone box, and then another one here on the right, similar to the second. So they were all shot using and utilizing the Pro mode to allow for me to change the shutter speed to keep the shutter open and let buses go past and all that, which is amazing, and allow me to change the aperture and the ISO if I wanted to make it brighter with the ISO, or turn the aperture down so that things were more in focus. Now this is the macro mode. These are two images taken on the macro mode of the camera, both in RAW, which is incredible that a phone can do this. One of them is my eye. You'll have to take a cheeky little guess which one. I can probably assume you'll be able to guess. The other one is Oust, our amazing model. And yeah, we got really close up. You can see the amazing details in the eyes, which is super, super exciting. And also you can see some of the wrinkles coming through in my eye, which is great. But yeah, it's amazing that a phone can do this, and the macro mode, the quality of it was actually incredible. It says 5 megapixel, but at the end of the day, megapixels are only really about like whether because on a phone, most megapixel cameras are fine. Like 5 megapixel is like on the level where on a phone you'd still be able to see the quality, especially for example if you wanted to post on Instagram and social medias. You couldn't put them on billboards, but obviously at the moment this is one of the first macro cameras in this quality that I've seen. So you could do a lot with these images, and I posted them to Instagram and people were pretty blown away by them, which is super exciting. Again, and as I said, you can shoot it in RAW, so you can get all the editing out of them. Now, this is the really interesting point. So I'm going to show you guys, we've got about 61 viewers here. If you guys are on Instagram right now and want to see a before and after of the sky replacement that you can do in camera on the phone, then come through to the YouTube live stream right now and take a look at the before and after, because it's really cool what it can do. I got a question from Ethan saying this was all on RAW on Pro mode. The ones currently are all RAW, yeah, especially the macro shot. And KW Media, mine's clearly the one with mascara. Yeah, that's my eye. Exactly. But yeah, so here's the sky replacement shot. So these were taken, one of them by Lloyd's Building here in London. This one was taken by my buddy Keenan, and this one on the right was taken by my buddy Mike. We were all together shooting these shots on the phone. And what you can do on the Mi 11 is go through to edit. Once you've taken the image, however long it takes, like I can do it right now if I want on this phone, and go through to the image and press sky replacement. And then it allows you to change the sky in any way you want. Now, there's a lot of different presets. It's really exciting. Like, let me just show you. I'm going to try show you like I did before. Let's find an image here. There's a lot of different presets. So let's say, for example, this image right here. We've got a cheeky little shot of St. Paul's, and we're going to go through to edit just here, which is in the bottom, and then we're going to go to sky, which you can find if you just scroll along a little bit, and it has a little cloud here. And it has all these different presets. Now, at the top, it says 4 different sections. It has evening, night, and dynamic if you want to get along to them a bit quicker. But it allows you to change the sky of the image. And what it does is at the same time, it edits them for you. So let's try it. All right, let me just make this a little bit bigger. Sorry, guys. Bosh. So there we go. So it edits it for you. Let's make the screen a little bit darker so you can see. And so it adds in different skies. So for example, let's go to night, and we can change to like a star trail, which is mad. And it makes it a bit darker for you in camera. We can add in another light trail. We can add in stars. Let's get this focused again. There we go. You can see the stars. You can add in the Milky Way. You can add in sunsets, and you can do this all in camera, which is mad. And we're getting some questions in the Instagram. What's the name of the app? It's not an app. This is all in phone on the Xiaomi Mi 11 phone. And if you want to get this, go to the website mi.com/UK, and it is available for pre-order right now. It's also available on Amazon. But this was really interesting. It was such a unique thing to use on a phone. and the quality of the sky replacement was amazing. Now I'm going to show you guys how that looks on the YouTube stream right here. So this is the before and after. How mad is that? There's no editing. I might have maybe changed a little bit of contrast on Lightroom, but other than that, the phone does it all for you. And that's all done in phone. Like, I didn't change the sky in Photoshop or anything. It did it for me in the phone. It's absolutely amazing. Boom. If you've got any questions about that, let me know. I can obviously answer them, or at least try to. This is the portrait mode. I showed you guys this earlier. Again, these images were really fun. We shot them with Oust, the one with the mascara on, and her incredible blue eyes. And with AI, it separates the person from the image and then blurs out the background for some really, really like juicy bokeh and depth. Adam Motts, mate, thanks. Appreciate the tip. Okay, cool. Right, so we're going to just that's the breakdown of the camera. So right now, in the next few minutes, because we've run over a little bit by about 10 minutes, we're going to do a bit of a Q&A. So come through, ask me as many questions as you want. I'll answer some on Instagram as well for the YouTube audience as well. If you're on YouTube, then ask me some questions in the live chat, and I'll answer as many as I possibly can. We'll do this for about 5-10 minutes and then wrap up. But I'm just going to quickly break down the information about the phone again, so that you guys know that if you were looking to buy the phone and what you could get in terms of some offers that we've got going. So the Mi 11 phone, which I have right here in 2 different colors. We've got the nice kind of almost shell-like interior here, and then the nice black image, but black, kind of grey black actually. It's more like slate, I guess, phone. And there's a lot more on the Mi website, which you can see. But what you can do is you can go to mi.com/UK. Pre-orders are available now. They've been available since 12 o'clock, which is about 37 minutes ago. So if you're still not over there, you should get over there. And this live stream has a unique offer, which you get £10 off any of your orders priced £69 or above. And the offer expires on March 28th at 11:59 with the code 10Mi11 at checkout. So I'm going to put that in the chat here on Instagram if you guys wanted it, just to make sure that you know what it is. 10Mi11, which you can put that in the chat at checkout. Then we got the giveaway competition. Now, congratulations to Jonathan Cullen, Alex Murphy, and AJ Bacter for the win on that one. You're going to be getting £100 off on your purchases. And if you want to know how much it costs, Mustafa, I see that on YouTube, then you can just go through to the website and find out. Amazing. And Amazon has available for pre-orders as well. It's had it available for the last 12 hours. And it has a current sales like free thing where if you go through to Amazon right now and pre-order the phone, you get £100 off your purchase on the Mi 11 phone. So it's a pretty good deal on Amazon there. So I'd recommend maybe checking that out. Now, I've gone through all the photos. One more thing to mention, which I mentioned earlier, but it's a 5G phone. It has 5G capabilities, which allows for extreme speeds while on the go, while you're traveling the world, or while you're just taking photos out on the go, wherever you are. You have the potential to use the 5G streaming and 5G upload speeds to, for example, get your images or your content, your video content, over to the cloud or sent over email maybe to clients, or for example you can take your images off other things and send them out to clients across the world, which is really exciting. Now that's it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm gonna stick around for another like 5 or so minutes, and if there's anyone watching on the YouTube or on Instagram right now that has any questions for me, I'll answer them. It can be about the phone, the Xiaomi Mi 11 phone, or it can be about me and my story and how I travel the world and what I do. But feel free to ask me any questions, and then we'll wrap up in about 5-10 minutes. Now, it's a Q&A, but I'm going to make my my screen a little bit bigger so you can see me. This is my current setup. This is the first time I've done a live stream, guys, by the way, so I hope you enjoyed it. Give me a little shout on Instagram if you enjoyed it and you want me to do it again at some point, maybe with a different subject. But I've really enjoyed it. It's been a good time. I've got my photos in the background here. Got my mic here, and now we're going to answer some questions. So, thanks for that, Adam. I appreciate it. Yeah. How big are the raw files off the 108 megapixel camera? Mate, that's a really good question, and I'm going to answer that for you right here and just see what the information and the details are. So the raw image that I have right here, which is the one of St. Paul's that I was showing you, yeah, Mustafa, I had it really small just so that you could see the feed. But yeah, I'm big now. You can finally see me. It's a 10 megabyte file, so it's not that big. It's not that bad. I think the 108 megapixel one changes a little bit. Let's go find a raw image to see how big that is. Raw images again, 10 megabit file, not too much, won't take up too much space, but the quality is still there. So at the end of the day, it's not only lightweight for your pocket and lightweight for your bag, but also lightweight for your storage systems. And that is super, super handy. So what's your main camera at the moment? A7R III and my phone camera. I'm not just saying that. I always walk around with a phone. At the end of the day, the best way to capture the content that you want all the time is to have a phone constantly on you, because you're not always going to have your camera equipment with you. Would you ever consider dropping your pro camera for the Mi 11? Ethan, mate, that is a solid question, and it's definitely stand out. Now, I think it's very dependent on what you're using your cameras for and what you need it for. So, for example, if I was an amateur photographer and I was going out and shooting for fun and traveling the world for fun, then I think I absolutely would do, because in terms of the weight that it has on me, and literally I could just travel with this and not have a camera bag. I could just walk around for the day with this and that's it. And I definitely do that. So when I go out and shoot, in London on days and I'm, not shooting for client work, then I will just shoot on my phone, because these phones are so good. Like, it's actually mad. The quality, and like with the different telephoto lenses and wide angle lenses, you're not like held back by the quality anymore. So yes, I would give it up, but because I shoot professionally, and I shoot and the quality and the dynamic range that I need for example video as well, I would keep my cameras for the really high-end professional projects, but maybe if I was shooting some other professional projects that were on the go, on the move, in different places around the world, that all I needed was just quick, high quality and good lighting, I would definitely still use the camera. So I guess I would, if I had to drop it, I would. Ethan, solid question. Throwing back at you, would you? Jimbo, if the Horizon, so that's a question about the actual phone, so I'll ask Xiaomi to answer that question. Delivery time, Adam, I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to again leave that to Xiaomi. Wayne, I'm going to jump into Instagram right now, guys. So if you're watching on Instagram, I will jump through and answer your questions. If you were spending a whole day shooting, will the battery stand up to it, or would you recommend getting a power bank? Now, that's a really good point. Now, I saw someone put in the comments earlier. I don't actually know exactly the. Actually, you know what? I can find out. The battery life is outrageous in terms of its milliamp power. Let me just quickly find out the exact number for you guys. Don't want to get it wrong. But in answer to your question, yes. Like, I've been shooting out for like days, 4,600 milliamp hour battery. So it's a super large battery. It takes up a solid amount of the phone. And it has allowed me to shoot on the go all day for actually 2 days without charging it. It's dependent on what you're using, of course. Like, if I was using the like time-lapse features or the video features consistently all the time, like non-stop, then I'm sure it would run out a lot quicker. It might take a few hours if I'm consistently filming high quality video, especially on the 8K format. And that's just how batteries work at the end of the day. But if I'm just shooting, raw images and then turning the phone off and putting it back in my pocket, or then shooting out again, this honestly, yes, would last all day. It also only takes 45 minutes to charge with wired turbocharging, and the graphic that it has when it comes up is pretty cool as well. So yeah, in answer to your question, the battery life is incredible. Cool. I'm going to ask some of the ones on Instagram right now, and then we're going to jump back into a couple YouTube, and then I'm going to finish up. Oh, I haven't taken a water this whole thing. Okay, cool. Right, guys, let's have a look at some of the ones on here. Boken Pics Photography. So glad you like the carbon grey colour. I also agree. It does look really nice. This colour's also really good. I think it has a few other camera colours as well if you want to choose it. What's the link to that website? The link to the website is mi.com/UK. Just wanted to get that right. Made sure I got that right, correct. So if you want to go through and check it out, go check out mi.com/UK, and it's available for pre-order right now. And the little code that I put in on the Instagram chat just before, guys, is 10mi11. That allows for £10 off every order over £69 when you put it in at checkout. What's up, Bruno? How you doing? What are the camera features, megapixel types of lenses? You have a wide, ultra wide, a macro lens, all shooting in RAW. You have pro mode, megapixel cameras. You have 108 megapixel on the wide. You have a 13 megapixel on the ultra wide, still shooting in RAW, and a 5 megapixel on the macro mode, which again shoots in RAW. It's incredible. What lenses am I using? I just said them on this. 108 megapixel, 13 megapixel. Okay, so the lenses, obviously those megapixels, but in terms of the wide, the millimeter of them, I'd assume they're around kind of 10 to 12 millimeters for the wide angle one, which is 123 degrees of field of view, and then there's I think about a 16 millimeter one, which is the normal wide angle, and then macro jumps in to probably more like an 85 100mm lens, but only shoots like really macro shots. So for example, you can't get any normal long range telephoto shots with that specific lens. You can only get it if you went into like the normal photo or pro mode. You can get some telephoto things. But that's an answer to your question, Nocturnal Kitten. But on my normal camera, I have 1635 2470, a 200 70-200, and a 100 to 400mm. Thanks. That is a picture from Nusa Penida in Indonesia. Can I recommend a camera for beginners like you? I've got to be honest with you guys. If you are a beginner photographer and you don't have a camera, get the best phone camera on the market right now. And I say that while I'm holding probably the best phone camera on the market right now. And you guys are probably going to say that I'm just saying that because I'm doing it with Xiaomi UK. But I'm not even kidding. This camera is honestly super, super incredible. I haven't been using other cameras on the market, so I can't really speak for them. But this is really, really on point. So I'd recommend getting, basically just the flagship cameras on the market at the moment are amazing in phones, and you don't need anything better than that in the beginning stages, because the quality of the cameras are just as good, if not better, than most cameras out there nowadays. So I'd honestly really recommend just getting a phone, and it does the job of being able to call people. You can obviously do like Instagram stories and Instagram lives and all that stuff in camera, in phone. So I would recommend only just getting a phone and getting better at editing over time on a phone, and then eventually when you get to the point where you can actually purchase things that are worth a bit more, then you can, because you already know everything. What's up, Ivan? How you doing? UK Shooters is making plans for events, hopefully very soon. It's all dependent on lockdown rules and restrictions. UK Shooters is actually currently in the chat, which is cool. But yes, keep an eye on our stories and on our website and on our posts and everything like that, and we will make sure to let you guys know when we're hosting events and when that'll be going down. What's up, filmmakers? How you doing? UK Shooters in Edinburgh, absolutely, will make it happen soon. Toby, how you doing? Optical zoom in the camera, yes it does. You can zoom in on the camera, which is amazing. Emery, mate, whenever you want, just give me a DM and we'll go for a drink. Hopefully one day when we can actually meet. Anyways, let's have a look at the YouTube chat, see if there's any good questions in here, and we'll finish off with that and then finish up. So, when did you know your love for photography? I first got into photography back about 8 years ago now. It was inspired by a friend and also my buddy Keenan, who was kind of taking photos at the time. And I just really fell in love with the ability to capture things and capture different cultures and different people. At the time, obviously, I wasn't capturing different cultures because I was just here in the UK. But just the ability to share that with people and my family, and kind of share my view of the world through my artwork, I guess, was what I fell in love with. And as I started traveling, I then fell in love with travel. And then the photography kind of became a vessel for me to share the cultures of the world in a way. So that's kind of how I knew I loved what I was doing. But yes, Ethan, honestly, nowadays, and anyone watching, if you're a beginner photographer and you want a good camera to get into everything with, phone cameras are the one, because you can shoot all your content. You can shoot video and photo content on it, and then also do normal phone stuff. You could have your apps, you can play your games, you can do whatever you want. And there's so many more things you can do. You can do like virtual realities and stuff like that with phones nowadays. So I'd honestly recommend just getting a phone, because at the end of the day, if in the beginning stages of photography, it's all about editing. And if you don't know how to edit, you can have an as expensive camera as you want and you won't be able to use it properly. So I'd recommend getting a good phone camera that's much cheaper than the big cameras out there, working with that for a few years, getting to the level that you can, working on the first few paid projects, which you can do. I know a lot of friends who shoot paid projects and just all their content on phones, and then get to that point. I know the RAW's off of one. Your professional camera is 100 megabytes. Yeah, that's true. But the size of the camera, the megabytes, obviously, at the end of the day, doesn't matter. It's about the photo that comes out at the end. But I do agree it's different. How good is the quality of the Supermoon feature? It's good. I can show you guys on my Instagram story. So if you want to know what the Supermoon feature comes out like, it was a shot taken by Mike, my guy Mike, and I will run that through. And show you guys. The quality is really good, but obviously it's quite dark. If you're shooting the moon, it's quite dark, so the quality is not as good if you're shooting in daylight, but it still comes out really solid. Considering it's taken by a phone, it's outrageous. Would you consider doing a how-to in regards of editing? Yes, KW Media, I'm going to do that. I'm going to work on that over the next week and the next few weeks, and release some YouTube videos. I'm going to do a mix of travel content and editing content and all that jazz. So if you have any interesting ideas for YouTube, please let me know. Cool. Amazing. Now we've got things have chilled out on Instagram right now. We don't have as many viewers as we had. We had like over 1,000 for a long period of time. And we have about 30 on YouTube. So what we're going to do, I'm going to firstly just say a massive thank you for watching, guys. It's been such a good time. This has been my first YouTube live stream, and we learned how to do this all in the last 2 days. It's been amazing. It's been an amazing process with Xiaomi, and how on it they've been with me over the weekend as well, which has been awesome. The process of using the phone over the last 2 weeks has been amazing. The quality of the camera is outrageous. Obviously, I've said that multiple times, so you guys probably don't want to hear that again. But I just wanted to say a big thank you to you guys for joining. Thank you to the thousands of people that joined on Instagram, the hundreds that joined on YouTube. I'm going to put the stats and everything on my stories in a sec, because I'm about to be blown away, I can tell. But thanks so much for joining us, and catch you later. I'm going to end the stream now. Peace out. Hope you enjoyed. Give me a message if you did enjoy and what you'd like to see in the future. Boom.